What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you guys, and I'm going to be talking about Dead Daughters by Tim Meyer. This is his newest release. It came out in the middle of April, and it's from Poltergeist Press. And Poltergeist Press, they were actually kind enough to send this copy out to me for review consideration, so I really appreciate that. So thanks to all the guys and gals over at Poltergeist Press for sending this my way. I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys, and then get into my thoughts and everything about the book. Drew Laurie is living the American dream. He has the perfect family, a stable job, and a beautiful home in the suburbs of central New Jersey. Things can't get much better, but what seems like the ideal life is suddenly upended when he receives a blank envelope in the mail. Inside lies a picture of his daughter, a photograph of her violent murder, only it can't be her. He just tucked her in and kissed her goodnight 10 minutes ago. But the mysterious Polaroid is only the beginning. There's the van following his daughter to school, the man she sees outside her window late at night, the fact someone entered her room while the Lauries slept peacefully. Local authorities are clueless, no leads, no clues, and ultimately no answers. Drew launches his own investigation, falling into a hole of lies and deceit, a truth he never saw coming. Dead Daughters is the new twisted thriller from Tim Meyer, author of The Switch House and Kill Hill Carnage. So this is my first experience reading Tim Meyer. It's also my first Poltergeist Press book, and I was very impressed with both. I like the small sort of mass market paperback size of the actual book, and the font is kind of small, but I blew through the book pretty quick. It's just right at 300 pages. I like how small the actual book is. As far as Tim, the man can flat out write. I really enjoyed his writing. I've been reading a lot of indie horror, and this just felt a step above the other stuff I've been reading recently. So his prose and his writing and storytelling was great, and I can't wait to read more of his work here in the future. But as the synopsis says, we follow Drew Laurie, also his wife Eve, and their daughter Dina. And they do have the perfect life, sort of the quintessential, perfect American family. They're living the American dream. Drew loves his job, his wife loves her job. They love their daughter. Everyone's healthy and safe. They have a great house. Everything's perfect in their life. And until that starts to crumble, they get this mysterious note in the mail on Drew's birthday. And within that letter, that envelope, is that Polaroid picture of a dead girl. And from there on, things start to crumble, their lives start to crumble, and what was the perfect American dream starts to spoil and curdle and turns into a nightmare. What we thought was the perfect American family, may not be all that completely true. They all have, skeletons in their closet, lurking in the shadows that are just waiting to come out for all to see. And really that's where the story takes off. Sort of the beginning of the book, the first part or so, first half if you will, sort of reads like a crime novel. They get the police involved. They're not really sure what to think of this Polaroid. Obviously it can't be their daughter. She's upstairs. They just tucked her in. No one could have broke in and killed her without them knowing within just that short time frame. They go check on their daughter. She's upstairs, but there's this picture that they have that looks exactly like their daughter, and in the picture it does look like she is dead. So they get the police involved, and they're not really sure what to think either. There's no suspects, there's no motive, there's no clues really. But as the story progresses, Drew gets more threats, more violent threats, threatening him and his daughter's life. And so the police look into it further. And Tim Meyer does a really good job of keeping the reader off balance. We're not really sure who to suspect for this. Maybe anyone can be guilty. We're not sure. We're not really sure who to trust. Maybe it's a complete stranger. Maybe it's the next door neighbor. The detective sort of seems odd at times. Maybe the detective is involved in it somehow. The detective believes Drew might be involved, so we're not really sure if we can fully trust Drew. But it's all from his perspective, so we do feel like we can trust him. So he did a good job of keeping us off balance and not really centering in on one person who we might think is the guilty party. And this book, it's twisty and it's turny, and we think the story is going in this direction. We can sort of guess and predict what might happen. And Tim Meyer, we're riding down that road, and Tim Meyer swerves 4 lanes over on the highway and gets off on the exit ramp, and the story takes a completely different turn. And so, okay, we're going this way now. I'm starting to figure things out, and Tim Meyer's like, nope, I'm doing a U-turn. We're going back this way. So he really did a good job of keeping us off balance. A quote came to mind from Luke Skywalker, of all people, that this is not going to go the way you think. You think it's going one way, and it completely twists to another direction. And you think it's going that way, and it twists back to something different. And that was really fun and thrilling and mysterious, keeping me off balance and off guard. I wasn't really sure what to expect going forward. And then, I don't remember, maybe 2/3 of the way through the book or so, it takes a complete turn. I wasn't seeing sort of the revelation about what was going on, who was involved, what was actually going on. And I was totally shocked and completely caught off guard by what the reveal was. And it actually took me a little bit to think about it and process what was actually happening. And the book does a good job of explaining why what is happening and why it's occurring. And it didn't feel like exposition with that explanation. It felt like it was weaved in and was part of the plot and the story. So that was good. And after finding out what was really going on, looking back on the rest of the story that I'd already read, there are clues and hints that do correlate and correspond and back up this revelation, which was nice. Even though I was shocked and completely off guard by it, it didn't feel cheap. It didn't feel completely out of left field, because there were those breadcrumbs throughout the story that once I knew what to look for, they were there, that led up to what was actually going on. Other than that, I don't really want to say too much more about the plot of the book, since it is so twisty and turny and unpredictable. But this was a dark tale of selfishness and revenge and sacrifice, and what someone would be willing to do to protect their loved ones and protect their family. I gave this 4.5 stars, rounded up to 5 for Amazon and Goodreads. It was a thoroughly enjoyable read. It was thrilling and mysterious, and I really liked that it kept me off guard. I wasn't able to predict what was going on. And like I said at the beginning of the review, Tim Meyer's writing was great. I really enjoyed his writing, and I can't wait to read more of his stuff. So yeah, that's been my review of Dead Daughters by Tim Meyer from Poltergeist Press. Again, I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. Rounded that up to 5 stars for Amazon and Goodreads. But that's all I have for you guys today. So thanks for spending your time with me. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.